So these girls actually came in acting a fool, and they went out acting a complete fool. This whole season. This is the finale. Foolish, foolish, foolish. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is Cutting It in the ATL Season 2, and this is the finale. Like I said, they went out acting up. They were carrying on terrible. The first thing in this episode we actually saw was Maya and Deidre. Maya gave Deidre, again, good advice. And she's done this consistently throughout this season. She's really saved Deidre a lot of money and throwing like consulting advice, or really good advice at her. But it's going to cost her. Somewhere down the road, it's going to cost her. She has said it in her confessionals. Oh, keep your enemies close, and I'll send her my bill later. You know, she's going to get her. And, you know, Maya even met up with Steve in this episode. And Steven finally, you know, said, you know, this doing the things I've been doing for you, it's just not a good look, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do any more of these covert operations and this backbiting, because somewhere down the line, you know, karma's a motherfucker and it's going to get back at him, and that's the truth. So he basically told her, you know, he's not going to do them anymore, and she basically let him know she didn't have no more use for him for the most part. And I was like, wow, you know. But I don't know what he thought. I mean, just go back over the whole season. She's been using you all along. So it just kind of is what it is. That just wasn't a good look for Maya. But whatever, that's Maya. So it is what it is. But she did make it very clear she had her own plan about what she was going to do to get Pat out of the way. And that's exactly what she did. So there was this other little situation where we got Beauty. Beauty meets up with LaKenya. And she tells LaKenya what's going on. LaKenya gets in her feelings about the fact that she wasn't even invited to do it. But I didn't understand that either. I mean, okay, LaKenya, it's something to strive toward, but you are a new business owner. You've only been owning your business for about a year. You seem to have been a well-known hairdresser, but you weren't an entrepreneur. You didn't own a salon. You didn't own a spot of your own until just here a year ago or so. So I kind of understood. I mean, I understood it's head beauty boss in charge, and in a year, and you haven't broken any records, and you haven't done anything like that. I mean, you're just doing well. You're maintaining. You know, you're just, you know, a hairdresser that's maintaining. You don't have a whole big staff of people that's turning it out. Nothing like that. So I didn't understand her really being in her feelings about it. But okay. So that was that whole thing. Okay, so the way it was set up, it was like a group interview. It was just like a pageant. It was a group interview and a photo shoot, and then they were going to have a function, and they would actually announce the winner. This should have all been fun. It really should have. It should have been fun. It should have been with a really light competitive spirit. The girls get to flex. They get to talk their stuff, and throw a few little subliminals here and there, make it real cute, and then do what it is they do better. Hair and makeup, makeovers, and presenting themselves in the best light. This should have been fun. This should have been fun to watch, but it wasn't. It was nothing but reality TV. It didn't give you anything. It gave you none of the excitement of what the hair business actually offers. And me being a licensed cosmetologist, I know what hair competition and the excitement that goes along with it. And I'm a pageant queen as well. So I know what that rush of that feels like. This was not it. This was reality TV and backbiting and name calling at its best. So that's something completely different. That's a different type of entertainment entertainment that I get. You know, I'm part of that too. I'm part of YouTube and all of that. So I know what that feels like too. That's kind of what it gave. It gave, you know, messy. That's what it gave. So whatever. It just depends on what you're looking for. So this is what they're giving. They goddamn Maya sent a limousine to pick Pat up. And they put out a red carpet and all this. Took her to this location. It was the completely wrong location. Took her like an hour or so outside of the way. She completely missed the whole session. Missed it all. Which was just, that was horrible. And there was just literally egg on Pat's face. And she was pissed. And she was like, I'm going to snap out. I'm going to snap out. So back at the ranch where they were supposed to be, they did really well. Like everybody did well with getting themselves dressed. They were really dressed, and you could see each one of the ladies' individual personal style and all of that with their actual photos. Their interview process was a fucking travesty. It really was. None of them interviewed well. They were cutting each other off. You know, it was a group interview. They were cutting each other off. They were rude. They were reading each other. It was reality TV gold. It wasn't, you know, it was nothing like what it should have been. Musia did have the least to say. For a change, she was the most professional of the unprofessional. But you know, Beauty was off the hook with it, choking and coughing when other people were talking, and Maya was throwing a little jab. I mean, they were bad. It was bad. It was a train wreck. And I'm sure they literally ended up finding out that Maya's the one that actually did send Pat away. I'm sure they figured that out. Musia came in with the snake. They were all running. She had a snake in her photo. They were like running from the snake, and oh, this is ridiculous. I don't play with animals. They were just really over the top. And I'll say this: after we did all that, we went to the next day or a couple days or whatever it was, and they actually announced the winner. I guess it was the next day. They announced the winner. First thing was first. Pat shows up and acts a complete ass. She came in basically in her outfit that she was going to walk in, because remember, she's touched by an angel salon and school and all of that, and she had wings on her back and a white she had a cute white jumpsuit and wings on her back. I don't think it would have made, it was a little bit too costumey for what was actually going on. I understood where she was going, but a little bit too costumey. And her one girlfriend kind of said it, but they don't really talk to Pat like that. It's what Pat says. They are the fucking groupies. But yeah. But anyway, she went in there and turned it out. Turned it completely out. Beauty looked ridiculous at the actual award ceremony. She had on a cat suit. It was given living it up at the club. It really was. It was given a pole dance. Anyone? That's what it gave. But her and Pat got into it, and she ended up throwing a drink at Pat, and it was just out of order. Just absolutely out of order. LaKenya was there. She was all in her feelings, so she had a scowl on her face the whole time. You know, she was in hate mode. She was just hating. Deidre didn't even come because Deidre was like, no God, I ain't trying to go to jail. And that shit y'all done did with Pat, that shit was off the hook, and I don't want to be a part of it because Pat gonna get y'all motherfucking ass. So Deidre, her scary tale, she didn't come. She didn't come at all. She's like, Deidre's still trying to get her school together, even though Maya told her, girl, take that, cut your losses with that right there, sue the contractor, and just build the school somewhere else. But I think she still wants to try to put Jadoa right where she had. I think she wanted to try to go there. But Maya gave her good information. But anyway, moving on. They announced the winner. This is where the issue comes in at. Musia was the winner. And after I sat and I thought about it, I see how Musia actually did end up winning. I see how they chose Musia. She was the best of the worst. And not because, not of her accomplishments, just the way she expressed herself, the way she presented herself, the fact that she was different than the rest of them. Even the way her presentation of her photo with the snake and all that, it set her apart. And it kind of did go with the whole Congo natural hair. Here you go with this albino snake. It all just worked, and it was like the full package. It was consistency, which is what wins a pageant. And speaking of that, I'm going to get up on my soapbox here. Leaving away, beauty act really ugly. Really, really ugly. It was fine. What you did was fine. You didn't get, like, she didn't mow over any of you all, but you went outside and you acted an ass. Yelling and screaming, and I know I'm the best at this, that, and the other. You know what? I've done pageants for years. For years. And do you always win when you're supposed to win? No. Do you always get judged the way that you should have been judged? No. No. But tell me, what are you gaining by yelling and screaming and acting an ass after the pageant's over? See, because the pageant's already over. They've already crowned the winner. They've already done whatever it is that they were going to do. It's not going to change anything. The only thing that's going to change is people's perception of you. All you need to do is sit back and chill. Pageants are a child, trust me, and especially drag pageants. That's what it gives. That's what it gives, honey. You got to be talented. You got to have your shit together and have your shit in order. And then you need to be lucky on top of it to make sure that you got somebody in there in a judge's seat that is not shady, that is not out for whatever they're out for, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. So that's the pageant world, and that's the straight ones as well as the gay ones. It is what it is. But again, what are you gaining by acting an ass afterwards? You don't need to say anything. Trust me when I tell you, there's been many pageants that I've been in, and people knew that the results were nothing but some bullshit. Many pageants, trust me, in my city. Many. The results are nothing but bullshit. They've always been nothing but bullshit, and everybody knows it. But it was never for me to sit and say, oh, they cheated me. I didn't need to do any of that. All I needed to do was be me, Treasure, and just sit back and let the bookings and whatnot come in, because everybody's seen it. The whole audience seen it. Everybody in the city that was there, they seen it. They seen it. They didn't have to speak on it. They seen it. And they always have come, and you end up getting bookings, you end up getting this, you end up getting that, and then you have people who have respect for you because of the fact that you didn't act an ass. There's nothing to gain by showing out at a pageant. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes it's not you. That particular pageant, they just may not want you. You know what I mean? It's not that you're not talented enough. They don't want you. Or maybe they don't want you at that time. That's the bullshit of the pageant world. It is what it is. Does it stop you from doing pageants? It shouldn't. Shouldn't stop you from doing pageants. It just is what it is. I didn't make the rules, baby. I just walked into them. 23 years later, I still see the shit going on. It is what it is. But I love doing pageants. But yeah, child, a lot of times there'll be pageants that be full of shit, and everybody know it. And everybody knows it, and everybody talks about it. You don't have to talk about it. Let the people talk. And on that, I'm going to get down off my soapbox. Boom, 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 bam, and let's move on. Those who are full of shit, who run full of shit contests, they know who they are. Moving on, and that's what it was. The Beauty looked crazy out there yelling and screaming. LaKenya looked crazy. I don't even know what her whole issue was. Why are you even talking? You weren't even part of the contest. So while you were talking, that's crazy. And now they got you all on video carrying on. They got you on video carrying on. Carrying on. You are carrying on on video. So you'll never be looked at for those kind of things because why would we even involve ourselves with you? See what I mean? There was nothing to gain by doing that. But anyway, I mean, that's just a nugget. I just wanted to throw that out there. You can do what you want with it, but girls, pace yourself. Don't make an ass of yourself. Honey, when things are not going properly, those who need to know. Just chill. Don't worry about it. Been doing this for 23 years, honey. Trust me. Anyway, so that's that. That's it. That's all I have for this. It's the end of the season, and I'm sure they'll get renewed, and we'll see them next season. All right, guys. Bye.